Good, everybody. A little late tonight. My bad on that, but we are here. Game yesterday, obviously Chiefs Lions. We fucked up with Sky Moore, guys. We fucked up. That was my fault. That was on me. Everything lined up. Everything lined up, and it just didn't happen. As much as we want somebody to be that guy other than Kelsey on that team, you know, it was the first game. Is going to be spread around. Obviously, Kadarius Tony with a bunch of huge drops. Um, Sky Moore not targeted a bunch, overthrown, thrown behind him. Good play by the defender Gardner Johnson on that one play. So just a lot that didn't happen. I mean, Rashid Rice scored a touchdown. Good for him. He didn't really play as many snaps as you'd like him to. I think he only played like 20 snaps or something like that, but he was mainly in the goal line packages. So what I noticed was in the goal line packages, you saw McKinnon, you saw Ross, you saw Rashid Rice, and two tight ends. That was like the formation that they were using, the personnel that they were using down at the goal line. And then obviously we saw Rashid Rice score the touchdown, and then we saw the backup tight end that nobody has scored the other touchdown. So unfortunate that at least I don't think anybody really played Rashid Rice unless you were in the deepest of leagues. That was tough to do. It was tough to even Sky Moore, but everything kind of just aligned. But we got that one wrong. I could admit that it happened. So what comes out of this? We can't play Kadarius Tony. Obviously, this guy can't catch the football. We don't know what's going on with that. We can't play Sky Moore until further notice. He's not droppable. So I don't want to, overreact and say, drop Sky Moore or anything like that. I wouldn't drop him. This is something that could take later on into the season. It's something that could never happen. And we got to see when Kelsey comes back, because Kelsey is that offense. Kelsey really is, that offense. They obviously had trouble trying to move the football at all. I mean, Pacheco barely got used. That's why I always hated Pacheco and have stayed away from him. But yeah, Pacheco didn't get used as much as probably he should have, or as much as we thought maybe that he should. Even McKinnon didn't get used as much as we thought. McKinnon didn't get used as much as we thought either. So, that was unfortunate. There was just nobody good to play. I mean, you just can't play anybody on this team other than Mahomes and Kelsey. It's just you can't play anybody right now. Um, Even Pacheco is tough. Is he going to start getting more looks? I mean, CEH is healthy and he's just getting thrown in there. So he's just going to be a thorn. It's a three-headed backfield, and it's tough to trust any of these guys right now. But it is still early, so we need some time to figure out what exactly is going on here, and what this Chiefs offense is going to look like outside of Kelsey. I mean, last year they didn't really have much. They had Juju, but that's about it. Kev, what up, Kev? What's up, Kevin? But yeah, and then you look at the Lion side and you see, Jameer Gibbs not be involved a ton, but we knew that beforehand. Everybody is panicking, but we knew beforehand. Coaching staff said that he was not going to play Jameer Gibbs a ton. He was going to ease him in. It's his first NFL game, you know. So they said already that they were going to ease him in. So why people are exploding on the Jameer Gibbs slander, I'm not sure, because he looked great. I don't know if everyone saw the same game, but he looked great. The touches that he had, I mean, 6 yards a carry, better than Monty's like 3.5, I think he had, or whatever it was. But Monty looked decent, but this is what we're going to get out of Monty. You're going to get, 60, 70 yards and hopefully, a touchdown. He had like 21 carries. I don't know if that's going to continue, but I still see him getting in the, 15 to 20 carries. One Nation, what up, One Nation? First game, I'm not guessing too hard for him. No, but a lot of people are already, off of Sky Moore, who, I already admitted, whoever missed it already, we fucked up on that. That was my bad. But everything aligned and it just didn't happen. It just didn't happen. Mahomes missed a few throws. There was one throw that Sky caught and they called back. And everything was just wrong. Everything was wrong. Tony is fucked. I mean, I would love to get Gibbs. Yeah, Gibbs is a buy low. Absolutely. We're buying Jahmyr Gibbs. We're going to buy him up, if we can right now. From anybody that is scared, buy him up. Again, they already said that he wasn't going to get a ton of work in the first game, but he was efficient. And now, slowly, little by little, is going to get vamped up and vamped up. We saw the same thing last year with Breece Hall. I mean, this is just what happens with rookies, especially when you've got a capable guy like Montgomery. At least, I don't know how I feel about it. I got Kadarius for a 2024 sixth. I mean, I'll take him for a sixth. The problem is you can't really sell him right now because nobody wants him. You have to wait until he starts producing or until he does anything to, be able to sell him for something. At this point, you might as well keep him because you ain't getting nothing for him. So if you can get him for a 2024 sixth, I mean, I'll take it. I don't want him, but I'll take it for that. I'll take him for that. Even if you flip him for a third eventually, I mean, that's a plus. That's a win. That's a win. But yeah, Gibbs looked awesome. And then you look at some of the, like, if you look at Kansas City's like the snap counts and you can see like the routes run and everything. I mean, Sky Moore played the second most snaps, 45. 29 routes run, which was what, third? 3 targets. I mean, if you want to look at the good side about it, Sky Moore was on the field a ton. There's nobody else really on this team. And I don't feel like I don't feel like, I mean, he could have did better. Maybe he could have caught some of those passes, but there were some bad throws, but maybe he should have caught those, and that's fair. But if he's going to be on the field, that's got to be some kind of a good sign, right? I mean, who's overtaking him here? I mean, Rashid Rice looked okay. Obviously caught the touchdown. Looked pretty good, but if Mahomes doesn't overthrow Sky on that first throw, if they don't call back that that catch late in the game, if Mahomes don't throw it behind him on that little slant, or if Sky Moore holds on to the ball against Gardner Johnson, then it's a whole different story. So a couple different things that could have went different ways, and we might be thinking about it a little bit different. But again, it's the first game. I'm happy that he is able to be on the field and he's running routes and there for a ton of snaps. On the bad side, he didn't do jack shit. So you can't play him. He's literally, I mean, you can say he's almost droppable. I wouldn't drop him yet. I mean, I would hold on to him for now, but Kadarius Toney's another guy. You kind of just have to hold him. I know people are like, oh, drop, but let's be realistic. 2 or 3 good games from either of these guys and people are right back on the bandwagon. So, hold them for now until until further notice. But yeah, that was good to see. You see Rashid Rice played only 20 snaps. I mean, MVS is out there all the time, but he kind of is what he is. You got to hope he just catches a deep ball. Noah Gray, I mean, ran a ton of routes, 5 targets, led the team. I mean, Pacheco was a second on the team with 4 targets. I mean, Pacheco was catching the football, which was good to see for Pacheco. That's really good to see. But, can he actually really produce unless, CEH gets hurt or McKinnon gets hurt or something, if they're just going to keep splitting. So the one thing we thought Pacheco is not a pass catcher, and he was actually involved pass catching in this game. They actually threw real screens to him. It wasn't like Mahomes just kind of dumped it off to him. Like it was actual screen passes. So that was exciting for Pacheco, who of course, I don't particularly like, but he's just a replaceable RB2. And then when you look at the Lions, I mean, obviously you got St. Brown. I mean, Josh Reynolds, it turns out Josh Reynolds apparently is the number 2 on this team. I mean, Marvin Jones dropped a pass or 2 passes maybe, if I remember right. So I think Josh Reynolds is the number 2 right now until JMO comes back. Then we can have that conversation at that point. And then you got Sam Laporta as well, who played a great game. He was really good. I mean, 5 targets. What do you have? 3 for, I mean, 5 for like 30 something. So, I mean, it was okay, but he's a tight end. Jay, what's up, Jay? What would ETN trade value be in a 12 team? Are we talking redraft or are we talking dynasty? And ETN is tough because they haven't played a game yet, and it's about 50-50, I would say. You know, dynasty only. It's same thing really in dynasty. I mean, it's hard because they haven't played this year, and there are some people that are very, very off now because Bigsby, is there, and there are people that still love him. So, I mean, you should still be able to net a first, at least a first for him. I would say you should be at least able to get a first. What are you trying to trade him for? Are you looking for what, another running back? Do you not like him? Or are you looking for maybe a wide receiver? Let's see. So if I was looking to get rid of ETN, and I was looking for a wide receiver, you're probably it's probably kind of like a latest first. You're looking at, Addison, Dotson, Ridley, maybe. I mean, you got to find a team that needs a running back and see what wide receivers they have, and then kind of attack it that way. All right, okay, you're trying to get a running back like him, a first, second, and the third. You're trying to acquire him, and he's asking for a first, a second, and a third. That's a little rough. Can you get something back? Can you get another player in return? Can you get a second back? I don't know if I want to give up a first and a second for ETN, a running back. I mean, what's the situation of your team? Are you in contention? Are you trying to go for the win and you've got some assets to spend, or are you kind of, middle of the pack? You just want a running back? I mean, why do you want to get a running back like him? Are you ready to compete? You're hurting at running back. Okay. So what running backs do you have now? Because a lot of the times what we do is we panic, especially in Dynasty, we panic that we don't have, some of these high end running backs. But if you're winning at the other positions, you can afford to have, some lesser running backs. And then during the season is when you can actually buy those running backs for a lot cheaper. Um, you know, so instead of before the season, during the season, when there are teams that are not in contention and they're looking for, some draft capital or just something to get off one of these, older running backs or one of these older players. And that's when you can kind of attack. I had to pay tax because League knew I had no other running back but Eckler. Okay, I gave up Deontay to get Monty. Okay, so you have Eckler and Monty. Is that what you're saying right now? I'm rolling with that. I'm not spending anything to get ETN. If that's what you have, if you've got Eckler and Monty to play, then like you're fine at the moment. Why pay? Yeah, so if that's what you have now. I mean, why pay up to go get that right now? Save that because what if something else happens? What if you get an injury somewhere else and then you don't have any resources or assets or draft capital to go and fix that? To help your team. So I wouldn't waste the assets right now. Hold on to that in your pocket because those are valuable picks that you can use during the season to, make a push or get something that you need, or, you have a backup plan at least, in case some other guys get injured. So I wouldn't try and get ETN for that. I think that's a very hefty price, and I want someone else if I'm going to pay that. Again, forget about the name, or look for the points, right? We're looking at the points. Who is going to score what ETN about is going to score, or what do you think ETN is going to score, and who's going to be in that range that can cost you a ton cheaper. So I would wait for now. Hold on to your assets. You don't want to spend those picks yet. We didn't even get to week 1 yet. You don't know what you're going to need, halfway through the season or anything. So I'm not going to try and get anything. And you've got 2 running backs to start right now. So there's nothing really to worry about at the moment, nothing to worry about at the moment. If I have a first and a second for ETN, I would get another back worth that. Yeah, that's what I'm basically saying. Like, what else can you get back for it to kind of make it work? But at the same time, with the running backs that you have, I'm not going to do that for right now. I'm going to hold off. You know, 'Cause what if ETN fucking, knock on wood, but blows his knee or something? I mean, he's a running back, right? Then you just wasted all that draft capital for nothing. So yeah, just hold that. Yeah, Kevin said use a second for Connor, Dalvin, Rashard White. Yeah, just wait till during the season. I wouldn't worry about it right now. Wait until you need to address it, because there's going to be there's going to be guys that get injured. There's going to be backup running backs that either you have on your bench that you're going to be able to play for a week or two. There's going to be waiver wire pickups that you're going to be able to play for a week or two. So you can kind of plug and play and just kind of wait until it's time to really spend that. So 2 seconds for Connor, yeah, don't do that. And got rejected. That's fine. That's fine. You don't want Connor. Not for 2 seconds, I mean. Not for that price. Not for that price. One guy offered Cup and a 2025 first for CJ JSN and another player, that type shit. Wow. Yeah, man. Who y'all got any start sits for this week? Anybody that you are thinking about playing or not playing? Throw it out there. We could talk about the game yesterday too. That shit show. Uh But yeah, I'm big on Gibbs. I think anybody that really watched that game kind of saw, how good he looked, how explosive he was. Did he miss a hole here or there? Yeah, but he'll get better with that. I mean, it's his first real game action on, the NFL field. So, I wasn't surprised that he didn't get used much. You still had to play him. I mean, if you had him on your team, you spent up to get him, so you still had to play him, but we kind of expected, and he should have had a touchdown, right? When he tripped up in the what was that? Well, I don't know if that was the first quarter or second quarter, but when he tripped up, that should have been a touchdown. So if he scores a touchdown, then everybody's talking about it differently. So, ooh, Cooks or Sutton in the flex. I kind of like Sutton against. Hold on, who they playing? They're playing the Raiders, I think. Hold on. Broncos. Yeah, they're playing the Raiders. So I think I like Sutton and hold on, let's see who are the Cowboys playing. The Giants, that's right. So even though I do like Cooks, I think that with Jerry Judy most likely out, I think I like, them again. I think I like him against the Raiders. That's a tough one, but give me Sutton. Give me Sutton. And again, Judy might be out. Probably is going to be out, but we'll see. In a flex spot between Traylon, Addison, and Herbert. So it's not going to be Traylon for me. I'm not playing Traylon until I see what that offense looks like with DeAndre Hopkins, and he's going to get the majority of the attempts anyway. So Madison and Herbert, Herbert apparently is the guy. I don't have a ton of faith in Herbert. I was never a Herbert guy. I don't think he'll ever get the actual full, workload or whatever. He does get somewhat of it. He winds up getting hurt, but depending how you feel about Herbert, I'd probably just go with Addison. I think, you know, that's probably the safest. You've got a rushing quarterback in Fields over there. You've got two other capable running backs in that backfield. One of them is a rookie, so maybe, he does get eased in. Maybe Herbert does get the majority of the work this game. I just don't know how much or how safe I want to feel about it. So, and typically in the flex, I like to play wide receiver over a running back unless, it's a guy that's going to get a ton of work. So I think I'd just play Addison there. What do you think of Madison? I like Madison. I mean, this week we're going against the Bucks. At home, I mean, we're a good offense, and Madison is a running back that's in a really good offense, and that's always good to have. When you see some of these running backs, sometimes you don't expect it. They're on great offenses. They're going to get the ball. He's going to score a touchdown. So it's just a matter of how many touchdowns is he going to score? How much work is he going to get? I mean, apparently they released Miles Gaskin already, so it's back to just Ty Chandler and Madison. So I think you're pretty safe with Madison. So I'm okay playing them this week with confidence in a game that they might be up. I mean, they're going against the Bucks. Baker Mayfield again. Our defense was trash last year, but Baker Mayfield is not that good either. So I don't know how it's going to turn out, but I'd be comfortable playing Madison. With the Waller injury, yeah, right. And this is why we hate Waller because he's just never available. Never. I mean, we couldn't even get to the first game of the season, and this guy is already down. I mean, should I start Okonkwo, Bellinger, Mayer, or pick up Logan Thomas off of waivers? I mean, with those options, I don't know if Bellinger just slides right into the Waller role and commands targets like that. Mayer, he is a rookie, so I wouldn't be really comfortable playing him. Logan Thomas, maybe. So give me Okonkwo in this situation. Give me Okonkwo. They don't pass the ball a ton, but he gets a little bit of work. I think they're all pretty much the same. Like I don't think one guy is like that much better than the other. So you can kind of go with either of them, but give me Okonkwo in this particular instance with the choices. Yeah, bro, I'm very tired. I'm very tired, man. I've my daughter started preschool, so I've been, getting up early and bringing her to school, and I know I leave work and go pick her up, and I've been up just late lately, studying. I've been doing this real estate, trying to take this real estate test and pass this. So I've been studying that. So yeah, I'm crazy tired, bro. Crazy tired. But I'm here. I mean, it's football season. It's week one, and I never took a break either. We pumped out content throughout the whole off season. Literally, didn't stop. Didn't take a break. Really at all. And now the season's here. So we've got questions. We've got football. We've got a bunch of shit going on. So we got to be out here. So I'm out here, man. Everyone was pushing Waller this year too. Yeah, except for me and Hammer. We never liked Waller. Never liked Waller. If he's healthy, I mean, I think everybody could admit that if he's a healthy guy, he's one of the best out there. But he's just never healthy, and you can never predict injuries. But at the same time, I mean, you can almost with this guy. Him and Kelsey are out early. Yeah, yep. Yep. So if you were going against somebody that had Kelsey this week, right, or Waller, like you're excited. That's an advantage for you. You don't have to play them. So you know. Yeah, Kev, you're right. I've been on every night for the last 2 weeks, except I think I didn't come on what was it, Wednesday this week? I don't think I came on. Um, Even Thursday for the game, I was on Hustler's channel, so I was on I was on for that. To watch the game last night. So, but yeah, this is most important part of the season. And then the season in general. So it's a grind really until like the trade deadline, because then at least the trade questions stop. And then it's more just kind of start and sit, and it cools down a little bit. But yeah, man, what happens to Mike Evans? That's a good question. I don't know what happens to Mike Evans. Most likely, either obviously there's two options, right? Either gets traded or he plays out this year and goes to a new team next year. Can he get traded this year? Yeah. I mean, we saw how bad the Chiefs were, last night. So, is that a possibility? I don't think the Chiefs are going to go spend up on Mike Evans. They just won a Super Bowl with Juju as their number one wide receiver, basically. So I don't see them really spending up. They didn't go after D Hop, so I don't know if they're going to do that. Buffalo Bills need another playmaker. I would love to see him go to Buffalo. That would be nice. A few different teams that he can go to, but I don't know if really he's going to get traded or if he's going to play out the season. He's an interesting guy to have because you basically draft him as your wide receiver, 3 or 4 in some instances, and he's got the wide receiver one upside. I'm not excited about it with Baker Mayfield, but he's going to be okay, but you're really betting or hoping that he gets traded during the season. That would be, best case scenario. So he's going to be on a new team next year for a fact. Does he get traded is the real thing. And we might see something towards the deadline if somebody gets injured. I think that's really what's going to matter is if somebody gets injured and a team really needs a wide receiver. At that point, maybe they go out and get a Mike Evans. And then we saw T. Higgins also. Looks like they're not going to pay T. Higgins. And we always had the hope that they'd be able to pay all three of those guys, but realistically, we were, you know, you could understand that most likely they can't pay all three. So the thing with T. Higgins is he could be a number one wide receiver on another team. So I'm not off of T. Higgins at all. I think it's a good opportunity for him, especially, for fantasy purposes where, he's always kind of held back or thought of as a second thought because Jamar Chase is there. So T. Higgins is going to have a team that he may be able to go to. Yeah. I've got T in quite a few leagues as well. Because when we're talking dynasty, you've got to look at the contract situations, right? There are pockets and windows to buy people, and especially, this is one of them where we know that it's coming up. We know that, he's either going to get signed or he's going to be a free agent and go somewhere else. And when you buy these guys, why they're cheaper, while he's behind Jamar Chase, he's not, valued as high, especially in some people's eyes. They hate him. So when you can get him for relatively cheap and now he becomes a number one somewhere, I mean, what's some good possibilities for a T. Higgins? If we just think about it here, the Panthers with a young Bryce Young. Um, where else could he possibly go? I'm trying to see what would be kind of the best fit for him. The Cardinals, I mean, they have got only Marquise Brown. The Texans, maybe. Broncos, they could be fed up with that receiving core. Patriots, Giants, Bills. That's really the only ones I see. You guys let me know what would be what would be your favorite spot for T. Higgins to go to? Because that's big. That's big. I'd love to see what T. Higgins can do with when he's like the number one dude. What running backs to bench for upside? A Chain, Khalil, Dillon, and Warren. All of them really. I mean, Dillon is a really interesting for this week with Watson out and Dubes possibly missing. Warren. I mean, the only way Warren plays is if or Warren is really relevant and able to play is if Najee gets hurt. I mean, he's not going to cut enough into the workload where you can play him like in a flex or anything. So that's going to be injury. Khalil Herbert. I mean, it's tough because that's a three-headed backfield. A Chain. You've got obviously Jeff Wilson is injured. You've got Mostert and not much else after that. So chain has a possibility of doing something. So if I had to choose between any of them, a lot of people like Khalil Herbert. I'm not a huge Herbert guy, but I would erase Warren from this because he can only erase Warren from this, and then I would do either Dylan, Khalil, or A Chain. If I had to pick two, it'd be probably Dylan and A Chain. Because I think that Roshan kind of takes over eventually, or at some point this season. So yeah, Carolina, yeah, that would be good. That would be good. Carolina, Arizona, yep. These are all good spots, man. Which game on week one schedule you want to see most? Let's check it out. What do we got? Mm. The Bengals Browns will be a good one. I'd love to see, Chase Burrow T with Deshaun Watson. That's going to be a good game. Jaguars. I'm excited to see Ridley play. Anthony Richardson. What will be another one? Dolphins, Chargers, Giants, Cowboys, Bills, Jets, Bengals, Browns. I think those would be some of my favorite ones. I don't know if I could pick just one. Yeah, that's tough. I don't know if I could pick just one. Jesus, what up, Jesus? Should I trade Darren Waller and DJ Moore for T. Higgins and David Njoku? Yeah, I'm okay with that. You get to minimize the risk of Dallin Waller, injury and lingering on, and you get a Joku who I really do like this year. Apparently he's got a little connection going with Watson, so I do like Joku there, and then I do like T. Higgins over DJ Moore. They're relatively close. So yeah, give me T Higgins, give me the upside of T Higgins, and give me Joku instead of Waller. I'm okay with that. Give me T and Joku. Let's do it. Go get him, Jesus. Albert, what up, Albert? What's good? Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate y'all in here. Mike Collins, I already have Adams, AJ Brown, and Garrett Wilson in my 8-man. Oh man, the 8-man is tough, man. The 8-man is tough because you need absolute hammers. Do I trade Debo for Monty if my running backs are only ETN and Mixon? Um, and you can only start three, right? So Adams, AJ Brown, and Garrett Wilson are the three of your guys starting, right? Two wide receivers and a flex. I'm guessing only one flex. And your running backs are ETN and Mixon. Do you not have any bench running backs? And who are your backup wide receivers? And I don't know if I'd make this trade right now. I might want to wait and hopefully Debo kind of raises his value. And I'm not like eager to go out and get Monty. Like I feel like he's still gonna be an RB2. I mean, he scored a touchdown. He wasn't, like, great. He looked good, and I do like him, but he's not gonna be like an RB1. Only Mostert on the bench with Pacheco. Yeah, I don't know if you need to make this move yet. Maybe wait and see. Who's your backup wide receivers other than Debo? I mean, if Debo's expendable, like you've got other wide receivers, then then I'm fine with that. What I don't want to do is lose Debo and then one of your other guys gets hurt and you don't have anybody to fill in for that. Like I feel like you can survive without Monty, but if one of your guys goes down and you don't have Debo on the bench or somebody like of that caliber, that's going to hurt you more. So, you got Mostert and you got Pacheco. Pacheco's a starting running back. He's a fine RB2. And you've got Mostert, who's, the only RB that's healthy right now, basically, over there in Miami. So I think you're fine at the moment. Don't panic. Don't panic. When you need to make a trade, then go and make the trade. I don't think you need to do this yet. And I'd rather have Debo really than Monty. I don't think, Monty is going to be an RB1. Damian Pierce for Debo. I have DK if Debo's a bust. Okay, so you got DK. So Debo is expendable. So shop around and see what you can get. See if you can get someone better than Monty. If not, like I'm okay with that, just so you have him. Um, but who are your running backs again? You got ETN and Mixon. You're gonna play those two guys every week, regardless. You're not gonna play Monty over any of those guys unless Monty starts scoring. Touchdowns like Jamal Williams did, but that's going to be tough. 17 tutties. Pedro, what up, Pedro? Start sit, half PPR. Need two from Javante, London, or Dotson. Need two, Javante, London, or Dotson. Wow. Wow, this is tough. As much as I like Dotson, I think that he's a good play. Terry McLaurin is going to play this week. Apparently, he's off the injury report. So, um, give me London and give me Javante. They've said Javante is going to get a ton of work. So even though it's kind of like you're reluctant at the same time, it's like, all right, if they're saying he's going to get a lot of work, maybe I should play Javante. But if you're scared of that, if you're scared of Javante, then you're fine playing London and Dotson. So you've got a good situation to choose from. And Dotson is going against a bad team too. So it's a good play there. But give me London because Dotson is like a wide receiver 3 flex play, and I guess you could say London is the same thing. It's close there, but I'll take the actual number 1 wide receiver on the team, in London, and give me Javante against a Raider team. Give me Javante in London, and I'm sitting Dotson on this one. It's hard to do. That's a hard choice. But you can literally choose any of the 2 of the 3, man. Yeah, right, Kev? That's what I'm saying. That's like, damn, that is tough. That is tough, but I have London ranked higher than Dotson. Give me London, and then give me, apparently is going to get a lot of work. I know it's the first game back, so you could, if you're reluctant with Javante, just play it safe and play London and Dotson. But I'm going to give Javante the benefit of the doubt here. No problem, Pedro. Appreciate you stopping in, man. Appreciate you stopping in. But yeah, I mean, apparently McLaurin is okay. We've got Watson out. I mean, what does this mean for Reed? What does this mean for Musgrave? What does this mean for Dylan and Aaron Jones? They're good plays this week. I'll have Dylan in a league and I'm gonna play him. Which I wasn't thinking of doing beforehand. So, let me play him. Caddy. What up, Caddy? What's good, man? What is good? So who else played Sky Moore and who else played Sky Moore last night? Was it just me? Or did any of y'all make that mistake, or Kadarius Toney, of that matter? I did have St. Brown going in a couple leagues, so that was, that was nice, obviously. But yeah, the Sky Moore was that was a killer. That was a killer. Yeah, you did in one league. Yeah, it was. I mean, uh, logically sound. Like logically, it was a good play, right? I mean, somebody's got to catch the ball, but I mean, damn. Yeah, Tony was so bad last night. He's always dinged up. I mean, he didn't play a ton of snaps either. What did he play? Where is it? Hold on, let me pull it up real quick. He played 16 snaps, right? 11 routes running. He had 5 targets. Like he's getting heavily targeted when he's actually out there running the routes. But I don't know, man. I don't know if we can trust this guy anymore. I mean, maybe the Giants were right. We were all thinking, how dumb were the Giants? Look at this guy, and maybe the Giants were smart. I mean, obviously, they let him go for a reason, and it is what it is. So I think that just the Chiefs' offense in general, we so want a piece of it. We so want there to be like a number one guy. We missed that Tyreek Hill, to go along with Kelsey. And since we're not getting that, we're not used to it. I mean, look what they did last year. I mean, the only person that you could possibly play was Juju last year. And even he was like hit or miss. So even that was tough. So we shouldn't expect someone to just come in and be, the guy. So, for this season, I expect this guy more to be, that Juju type and put up like a Juju type of season, be like a top 36 just kind of guy. And it is what it is. But obviously, that was not the case last night. So we can't play Sky Moore. We can't play Kadarius Toney. We can't play McKinnon either. I mean, we thought some people thought McKinnon was a good play. I wasn't on the McKinnon train yet. I wanted to see, what the backfield was going to look like, especially with CEH, healthy and them giving him reps. So Pacheco, I don't have in any leagues. I'm an avid Pacheco hater. I don't like Pacheco unless you're getting him for a discount or a bargain. But Pacheco is a back end RB2 ish. But he got some catches yesterday, which was exciting. So maybe we have to rethink that. Maybe we have to adjust. We'll see what happens within the next coming weeks. But yeah, it's just tough with anybody in that backfield because they're going to rotate CEH in there now too. The good thing with McKinnon is McKinnon was in on the goal line packages. So we had McKinnon in on the goal line packages. I don't know if y'all were in here earlier, but Ross, McKinnon, and Rashid Rice with the 2 tight ends were in on the goal line packages. That was the personnel that they were using. So Pacheco wasn't in there, right? It was McKinnon in there. So those little things are you try to pay attention to. Is that stuff going to change when Kelsey comes back? I don't know. So we just have to keep an eye out on that. Should I start Higbee over Go Dirt this week? No, I'm not. No, I'm not going to play Higbee over Go Dirt. I like Higbee this week. No Cooper Kupp, right? So I do like Higbee, but I'm not going to play him over the Eagles' offense over Go Dirt. I mean, no, there's no reason to get cute, especially at tight end. Just play your guy and leave it at that. Play your guy and leave it at that. If you have Go Dirt, I probably wouldn't even be rostering Higbee. I'd rather use that roster spot for some kind of backup running back that could give me some value if someone gets hurt or something like that. So what do you think about that, Caddy? Is there any running backs out there on the wire that could be valuable, more than Higbee? Because, let's just say if Go Dirt were to get hurt, or not play one week, what's the difference between Tyler Higbee and any other tight end that's going to be on the waiver wire? Probably nothing. So, you're better off maybe having some value on the bench, save that spot. Well, kind of just have Higbee so no one else has him left. I mean, I guess, but I mean, it's not a threat like that. I mean, he's no type, he's no Travis Kelsey, so I wouldn't be worried about him in that sense. I mean, Again, I'd rather just use my roster spot for something more useful that can really, that can really help me. Like I said, what running backs are out there? I mean, I bet Jalen Warren is sitting out there on the waivers because I know you played in what, a 10-man or 8-man. So let's say Jalen Warren's out there. If Najee gets hurt, now you have the number one running back there. Instead, you're holding on to Higbee. So that's what I would say about that. And anyone out there really that's holding backup tight ends, it's just really not worth it to waste the roster spot on it. Your running backs are Barkley, Walker, Hall, Pacheco, Mostert. Yeah, that's true. But I bet you somebody's got Najee, and if Najee goes down, they might want a Warren. But yeah, I mean, I guess it's a shallower league, so that's fair. That's fair. Barkley, Walker, and Hall. Okay. I see you, Caddy. I see you, Caddy. I see you. Let me see if I pull up the Gibbs thing. Boom. So, Lions coach Dan Campbell says Jahmyr Gibbs's low snap count against KC was by design. He wanted to let him get a glimpse of what the game looked like before unleashing him. He'll begin to get more touches now. So that was just the beginning last night. So that's exciting to hear, obviously, from Dan Campbell. And again, guys, we heard before the game, days before that, where Campbell said that he was going to ease Jahmyr Gibbs in, that he wasn't going to use him a ton, that he was going to have limited touches. So we knew this going into the game. Um, so that's what I would say about Gibbs. He's a great buy low candidate because a lot of people out there are hating. So take advantage. Us smart people were going to buy into the Gibbs, get him at the discount if possible. It's going to take a few weeks before they kind of ramp him up in there, but he had, where is it? Jahmyr Gibbs, yeah, he ran 9 routes last night. Only 2 targets, right? He had 7 carries. So I expect him to get more carries. He only had 7. I expect him to probably be in the 10 to 12ish range. Best case scenario, 12 to 15 range. But even if he gets, 3 to 5 more carries and he gets, 3 to 5 more targets, now we're talking about, a guy that can start doing some work. And, as he gets ramped up, that can get better and better. So we'll see what happens with Gibbs. But I'm excited. He looked great. He looked awesome. He looked explosive. Got to hit the right holes, but he'll get there, man. Right, my other team is Caddy said 10-man: Mahomes, Pierce, Najee, Sun God, JJ Pitts, Evans, JK Lockett. I'm a big JK guy. Lockett, Flowers, Mostert, Davis, Jamal, Geno, Mahomes, Pitts, Najee, Pierce. I'm not a huge Pierce guy or Evans guy, so you do got JJ and Sun God though. It's probably a good like 8.5 right here. But you can make this even better. I mean, you got JK on the bench. That's right. So you got JK on the bench. So you can upgrade like if you want. Can you trade a Pearson JK or a Pearson Lockett to upgrade at running back? You could do the same thing with Evans. Can you upgrade at wide receiver there? Can you trade a Pearson Evans, you know, JK and Evans, Evans and Lockett, anything to try and just tier up and fix that flex spot. So that might be a better option. That's what I look at doing there. But I like the squad, Caddy. It looks good, bro. It looks good. Caleb, what up, Caleb? You just got off yours. Now you're on YouTube surfing. Appreciate you stopping in, Caleb. I'm a little late tonight. Usually I'm on a little earlier, but got on a little bit later tonight. Caleb, I'm interested to see about your take with Jahmyr Gibbs and your take on, I guess, any of the Chiefs wide receivers. Yeah, we've got football coming up on Sunday. I mean, all day. We're back. We're back in action. So it's going to be an exciting day to be able to see all these games. I mean, there's going to be excitement. There's going to be disappointment. There's going to be shit that we're like, what the fuck, like we were last night. There's going to be a bunch of that. So, going to be a very good Sunday. Gibbs love Tater usage. Yeah, I hated the usage as well, but we did know going in that he wasn't going to be, he wasn't going to be used much. They did say that beforehand. So, but it was exciting to see, what he did say afterwards. I don't know if you missed what I just had out there, but what Dan Campbell saying, Jahmyr Gibbs, the low snap count was by design. Wanted to get him a glimpse of what the game looked like before unleashing him. He'll get more touches now, so that was just the beginning last night. So hopefully that holds up true. I mean, they did spend a ton of draft capital on him, right? I mean, it was a very high pick that they picked him at, so I don't know if they could really hate him as much as they did Swift, but we'll see. Chiefs wide receivers, yeah. I mean, I can't drop Sky yet, or I just can't. I know it was the first game; it was tough, but I'm not ready to do that yet. I'll hold him on the bench. Obviously, we can't play any of these guys until further notice. But hopefully Kelsey comes back next week. We'll see how that goes, and we'll kind of take it from there. Because Kelsey obviously is the offense, and maybe with Kelsey there, he opens up other things. Because, like you saw last night, I mean, Sky Moore got open a few times. A few times he wasn't thrown to. A few times he's overthrown behind him. Whatever the case is, but he got held up. Trying to cross the middle a few times. Just the traffic that was there. Couldn't really get through it as much. He is a little bit of a smaller guy, but you figure maybe with Kelsey out there, he kind of opens things up, over the middle, like we saw kind of last year with Juju. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, man. What a realistic running back you think I can get with a Pearson JK? I mean, to be honest, I really like JK, but in this particular league, was this the 10-man you were saying? Um, I don't know. You've got to find somebody that needs running back help. That's the way that you got to attack it, because somebody's got to be willing to accept this trade. It means that they need, something in return that makes sense. So, do they have some injured running backs? Who drafted Jonathan Taylor, right? Does that team need a running back? Can you trade that team maybe for some kind of running back, other running back that they have? Maybe they have another top running back that they might want to split in two now that they don't have JT or whatever the case is. So look for a team to attack. Look for a team that needs a running back. If you're going to trade two running backs for one running back, it's got to be a team that needs running back help, right? So and look to expand on that. Trade one of the wide receivers if you need to. I mean, you have enough depth that you can use that, whatever it is, any of the wide receivers and a running back. Just see who needs some help. You got to find somebody that needs help, man. All the Gibbs runs were refreshing for a new season. Yeah, look, every time he touched the ball, I mean, he made things happen. He averaged 6 a carry. I mean, you know, average 6 a carry to Monty's 3.5. So yeah, I mean, I liked it. He looked really good. It just looked like he wasn't used enough. And when he's playing like that, or when he looks like that, he's going to find himself on the field more. It's just a matter of time. We have to be patient, right? It didn't happen with Brees Hall right away last year, right? It took a little bit. Took a little bit for that to happen. So just be a little patient. Just be a little patient. That's all. Yes, I like Stevenson over Pierce. Yes, absolutely. Never liked Pierce really to begin with. I'm not a Pierce guy. I'm not a Pacheco guy. I'm almost just not a fan of any RB2. But yeah, I like Stevenson. Apparently he was a little hobbled, but seems to be okay. He's going to be playing, so no need to worry there at the moment. But just a little thing to just possibly keep an eye on. Make sure nothing tweaks up over the weekend or nothing like that. But yeah, I like Stevenson. He's like back end RB1, high end RB2 for me. Zeke coming over. sucks because he'll take the goal line work. But to be fair, I mean Stevenson didn't get a ton of goal line touchdowns last year as well. So that doesn't affect him too much. But at the same time, it just takes him off the field a little bit. What else y'all got? Any questions out there? Throw them out there in the chat. Appreciate all y'all for tuning in. Smash that like for me, guys. Smash that subscribe if you're new. Ask any questions you got. I'm out here for a little while longer. And I'll be on tomorrow night too. I'll probably be on a little bit later tomorrow night as well. Probably more towards 10:30, 11, like I was tonight. Stevenson manager doesn't have any other RB besides Hall, and we all know his situation. Stevenson manager doesn't have any other RB besides Hall. We all know his situation. If I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, I like JK, and I don't know if I'd make the trade for Stevenson. I'd probably just roll with JK. I don't have them that far different from each other. It depends how you feel. I mean, if you don't like JK and you really like Stevenson, then okay. I don't think Stevenson is that much of an upgrade. But again, it just really depends on how you feel about JK. I'm a JK believer. The guy's been awesome anytime he's been on the field. And then coming into this year, you've got Gus Edwards, who came back and took less money in order to come back. There's nobody really there to take anything from him. And best case scenario, he actually catches some passes this year, but we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I'd want somebody more than Stevenson. Like I'm trying to get it's a 10-man league. I mean, I'm trying to get a top 5, top 6 just kind of guy, a Saquon Jacobs type. That's what I'd probably be looking for, Caleb. That's what I'd be looking for. St. Brown obviously did his thing. I still wanted more from St. Brown. I feel like Goff missed him on or didn't just chose not to throw it to him on a couple throws that he could have had him in. But we get the 1 o'clock games on Sunday. We've got the Vikings, Bucks, Panthers, Falcons, Bengals, Browns, Jags, Colts, Titans, Saints, Niners, Steelers, Cardinals, Commanders, Texans, Ravens. Get to see what Lamar does. 49ers, Steelers could be a good game. That could be an upset. Y'all got Steelers or Niners in that game? He's about to ball out too. Now that T is not going to get the contract. If he balls out this year, that's going to be some bread for him. Would you do Pearson, Sun God for Jacob? No, I'm not trading Sun God. I'm not trading Sun God, bro. I don't. No matter how much I love Ridley, I'm not trading Sun God, bro. Not doing it. I trade Pearson. Let me pull up your team again. Pearson Evans, Pearson Lockett. If you want, you could give up JK if you want to get Jacobs. I mean, depending on how you feel about JK. But no, I wouldn't give up Sun God. I'm not giving up Sun God. JJ and Sun God are the guys you want to keep. Mahomes. I mean, you have an advantage at those positions, so there's no reason to break that up for whatever reason. So, Gitz, what up, Gitz? Why did Jamal Williams' projection go up like 4 points? I think with the Kendre Miller questionable. I don't think we know what's happening with Kendre Miller yet. Let me see if I can find him here. Saints. All right, Titans, Saints. Yeah, Kendre Miller is questionable, so I think that's why it probably went up. He didn't practice all week apparently either, so that's probably why. Uh, Sun God is Amon-Ra St. Brown. That's Sun God. Sun God is Amon-Ra St. Brown. The man, the myth, the legend, one of the four horsemen, Amon-Ra St. Brown. But yeah, what player are y'all gonna be excited to see? Obviously, Bijan. He plays early. He plays against the Panthers. That early game, so we get to see him early. Miles Sanders. We know that. Was it Shark definitely out? Thielen questionable. I think. So we might see Mingo get some targets. We might see them lean on Miles Sanders. It could be a good play. How do you think Detroit backfield works out as the season progresses? I think that as the season progresses, Gibbs is going to he'll get more and more touches. I mean, Monty's a good running back, and I still see him getting the goal line carries. I still see him getting 15 to 20, to 20 rushes a game. I don't expect I don't expect Gibbs to just take over the backfield. He's not that type of running back. He doesn't need to do that. He doesn't have to rush for 1,000 yards. He can rush for 800, 900, and pull in another five, 600 receiving yards. So he's a guy that can do a little bit of both. And they've said that he's going to get used more. I don't know. I guess you just came in, so you missed it. I'll bring it up again. But Lions coach Dan Campbell said Jahmyr Gibbs' low snap count was by design. We knew beforehand. We knew, I think it was a day before or 2 days before, where Dan Campbell came out and said that he was going to ease Gibbs in. He wasn't going to get a full workload back there. And it says here they want to wait till he gets a glimpse of the game, look like before, unleashing him. So he'll begin to get more touches now. So that was just the beginning last night. So that was exciting to see come out today. So I do think as we get more and more into the season that Gibbs is going to get more work. I could see him getting anywhere from, 10 to 15 carries. Probably 10 to 12 is a nice little sweet spot. And, 5 to 7 targets, give or take, you know. So Monty's still going to be useful. He's still going to be a guy that's going to score points. He's going to score touchdowns. He's most likely going to be a good RB2 for you. Yeah, Bijan is waiting for Bijan. Can't wait to see that first, full game, man. Trevor, what's up, Trevor? What's up, bro? Start 2. Evans, Hopkins, London. Thanks. Ooh, that's a tough one. I think we're playing London, and then it's a decision between Hopkins and Evans. Um, and I might have to go Hopkins, but it depends what you think about this damn offense. I don't know what we're gonna see out of Tennessee, to be honest. Evans, Baker Mayfield, I'm not excited about Mike Evans at all. The only good thing about Mike Evans this particular week is they're going up against a poor Minnesota Vikings defense, and secondary especially. So, but how much can we trust Baker Mayfield, which I don't trust? So give me Hopkins and London. I'm going to sit Mike Evans this week. What y'all think in the chat, guys? Who are y'all playing out of these three? Evans, Hopkins, and London. Let me know what y'all think. I think I'm going to go Hopkins and London in this scenario. Because I do think if there is a guy that's going to, get some work in that Tampa game, it would be Godwin and not Mike Evans. So give me Hopkins and London. What about Barkley, Higgins for Sun God, Pierce? I already have JJ. I would still have a solid wide receiver too. Now that's a little more interesting, even though I said I didn't want to give up Sun God. I don't like dropping from Sun God to Higgins, though. I mean, as much as I like Higgins, it's still a risk, man. Bro, I don't care if you got to give up three for one. It's 10 man. I give up three pieces for damn Barkley. You know, and it says Hopkins in London as well. Okay, yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna roll with there, Trevor. Give me Hopkins in London. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if Evans comes down with a tutty or something like that on a jump ball or something, but it's just hard to trust Baker Mayfield over there. Because we thought, I mean, we tried to trust Baker last season, right? We tried to give him the benefit of the doubt with DJ Moore when he went over to Carolina, and that just blew up in our faces. Well, my face at least. I wasn't ever a Baker Mayfield guy, but I thought, hey, this is the best quarterback that DJ Moore's like ever played with, basically. And that was a lie. So yeah, I'm done with Baker. I'm done with any wide receivers on that team. The good thing with Evans is maybe he gets traded. You would hope he gets traded. So yeah, I mean, I think from Pierce to Barkley is a huge, huge difference, and Sun God to Higgins is not as much of a difference, but it's still a pretty difference. And I just feel a lot more comfortable with Sun God than I do with Higgins. But you do have JJ, so if you think that you'll be okay with Higgins and whoever other wide receivers that you have on your bench, then go for it, man. Because I do want Barkley definitely over Pierce, like without a doubt. That's way better than having Pierce. So if you think your wide receivers can hold up with losing Sun God and adding Higgins instead, then yeah, go for it, man. Go get him, Caddy. Go get him. So then what's the squad looking like if we get Barkley and Higgins in there? Let me see so if we get Barkley and Higgins in there, it look like Mahomes, Najee, Barkley, JJ Higgins, Pitts, Evans. Can we not stop there? Can we trade Evans and Lockett or even JK you could throw in the flex actually at that point. Or if you can trade JK for a wide receiver. But you got options. I think I like it. 'Cause JJ is gonna make up for a lot, you know? So yeah, I think maybe you could send that out, Caddy. Again, I don't love losing Sun God, but you do got JJ, so you do got JJ. What other injuries were there? Jeff Okuda's out. Patterson is questionable for that game. Mark Andrews, limited practice, questionable for week one. So keep an eye on that situation. Isaiah Likely obviously will get the nod. Let's see. See if anything else is yeah, so is DJ Shark officially ruled out? Adam Thielen's gonna be questionable. So that's one to keep an eye on. I'm just sifting through all the teams right now. Jerry Judy questionable, limited practice. Christian Watson officially out. Romeo Dubes did not practice on Thursday, questionable for week one. John Mechie out for week one with the hammy. So that sucks. For him, let's see. Zach Moss questionable, probably not playing. JT obviously is out. Jelani Woods on IR. Wow. Um, I don't see any other major injury stuff. Stevenson was questionable, but he was sick. He had an illness, so he's going to be fine. He's going to be fine for that first week. But yeah, biggest one was like Kendre Miller. Because now like Jamal Williams could be a really good play. He's the only guy literally that they have there if Kendre doesn't play. So we'll see how that goes. Brees Hall, I mean, limited practice, but he seems okay. Interesting to see how they're going to divvy up that backfield. I think they've already said they're going to give, Dalvin the majority. And then I heard that they were just going to kind of see what happens. So we'll see what happens in week one and going forward. But Kittle limited practice, so he's questionable right now. He'll probably play though. A lot of tight ends. I think that's it. Going through all the different teams here. Let's go by daily instead of by team. Yeah, DJ Chark, Christian Watson. We hit all those guys already. So, mm, hey, Caddy, can you go get Gibbs? Can you just trade like Pierce for Gibbs? Do I try and upgrade at wide receiver or running back 8-man? Oh man, 8-man. Barkley, Walker, Hall. You seem decent there. Garrett, you seem fine there. Garrett, Olave, Deontay, Hollywood, Johnson, Dante. Yeah, I'd probably try and upgrade at wide receiver, especially being that it's an 8-man. I don't know if Deontay is. I like Deontay. I love Deontay, but in an 8-man, I think that's going to be tough. You're going to have to try and make an upgrade there. I think you're fine with Barkley, Walker, and Hall. But yeah, if I had to upgrade something, I'd probably want to upgrade Deontay there if you could. Otherwise, you just hold him. I mean, he was what, wide receiver 30 last year with no touchdowns. So I don't know how much worse that can get. What's the chances he scores 0 touchdowns again? I don't know. So I do think that he scores at least a few touchdowns, and hopefully he's a wide receiver too, which would help you. So yep. Appreciate all y'all for coming out. Throw any questions you got in the chat there. Smash that like for me. Smash that subscribe if you're new. If it's your first time, throw any questions you guys have in the chat. Dynasty redraft. A player, whether I like or not like, or what do I think? Let me know. Throw it out there. Probably be on for another, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes or so. So anything y'all got, throw it out there before I hop off here. I'll be on tomorrow. Probably be a little bit late on tomorrow as well. More 10:30, 11ish. Hopefully Hammer joins me tomorrow. And then we've got the games on Sunday. We'll be on Sunday. I'll probably put a schedule out this way. Y'all can always see, the schedule when exactly we're going to be on. I got to tidy that up now that the games are here. Mondays and Thursdays, we probably won't be streaming on those. Monday nights, Thursday nights, and Sunday nights, we probably won't be streaming. So it'll probably be 4 nights a week, all those other nights. But yeah, we'll always be kind of around that 10 Eastern time. Unfortunately, that's the only time I can get on. But come on, throw any last questions out there before I dip up out of here. Appreciate all y'all for coming out. Caddy, Trevor, Gitz, Caleb, Kevin, of course, always. Pedro, Mike Collins, Albert, Jay, One Nation, all of my guys. Appreciate all y'all for coming out. But yeah, try and do that, Caddy. Try and upgrade Deontay if you can. That'd be a good move. Definitely be a good move. Bank. Got 3 trades. Now we wait. Okay, so you sent out 3. Nothing in the inbox, right? Just the trades that you sent out. We gotta get you in a 12-man, caddy. Okay. Good. Good. I've got to check all my lineups now with all this new injury news and shit. Fix that up for Sunday. But yeah, I will be oh, you're in 112-man. Okay. Okay, good. Good. At least you got you in a 12-man too. But I'll be on tomorrow, probably more 10:30, 11ish. Just keep an eye out at the notifications. Appreciate all y'all for coming out. Smash that like, smash that subscribe if you're new to the channel. Appreciate all y'all. See y'all tomorrow.